16. Going back in. July 1st, 2018. The boys have been trapped inside the mountain for 1 week and 1 day. Their story has consumed the nation. Round-the-clock news footage of Nang Non gives what few updates are available, showing clip after clip of rain clouds, flooded riverbanks, and streams of water. The entire country is glued to televisions and mobile phones, watching the coverage. Schools hold special assemblies to gather together and pray. Children in Pitsanuloo, hundreds of miles from the wooded mountains of Chiang Rai, fold thousands of paper cranes for good fortune. Every temple holds vigils. Across Thailand, people feel as if their own son, cousin, brother, or dear friend is trapped inside the cave. Prayers are spoken by a million voices, but they all convey the same message. Please let them be found. Please let them be alive. The boys' families have not stopped praying for a moment. They believe what the monk Truba Bunchum told them. Their boys must be alive, but the mood in the rest of camp is at an all-time low. The Thai Navy SEALs have come. The US Air Force has come. Experts from all over Thailand and all over the world have come. But for the past few days, nothing at the cave has changed. People trudge in. People trudge out, with no news or even a hint that they are any closer to finding the boys. No one wants to speak out loud what they are thinking, but it's time to start facing the truth. The wild boars are most likely dead. At Sai Tong, Tanet stands in water halfway up his rain boots. Locals have brought in big excavators to widen the holes in the pond even more, allowing water to flow out faster. They have drilled 13 deep wells that bubble up with brown water, and there are now 4 super pumps moving tens of millions of gallons of water each day out of Sai Tong Cave. All that water has to go somewhere, and it floods over 550 acres, 2.2 square kilometers, of rice paddies. The farmers are promised by the government that they'll be paid for their ruined fields, but some of them refuse payment. The farmers want to do whatever they can to help the children inside, whom they think of as their own family. Tanet could sleep for weeks. He and Colonel Singhanat's team have been working at Sai Tong 18-hour days for 4 days in a row. When Tanet finally does leave the worksite, his hotel is an hour's drive away. Once in bed, he opens his laptop to send his coworkers back in Bangkok all the water level data he gathered during the day. He usually doesn't fall asleep until 2 a.m., and by 6 a.m., it's time to wake up and get right back to Sai Tong. Water pumping is going full force at the main cave, too. Major Hodges' oil company idea proved to be a good one, and Chevron's industrial pumps are rapidly sucking water out through the mouth of the cave. Just as important, Chevron has donated sturdy pipes that can handle the tremendous suction without collapsing. On the morning of Sunday, July 1st, the skies are clear, and inside the cave there is a striking new development. The water has started to recede. It's difficult to say whether it's the souped-up super pumps, or the pumping in the main cave, or the halt in rainfall that has made the most difference. Perhaps it's all three. Whatever it is, the British divers are going to take advantage of it. The water has lowered enough that the Thai SEALs are able to reset their forward base in Chamber 3. It now takes about 2 hours to slog there on foot from the cave mouth, clambering over slippery, unstable boulders and wading through waist-deep water. But having a base in Chamber 3 means that the divers will have that much less distance to dive. It also means they can have help schlepping in their gear. Crews of SEALs help trek supplies and air tanks to this forward base. In Chamber 3, Rick and John kit up in all their diving gear and sink into the cloudy water. The visibility is so awful that they can't see more than 6 inches in front of them. The current is still strong, but it's not as fierce as it was on the first day they dived. They have no idea how much of the cave will still be flooded past Chamber 3, or how far they will have to dive. They make good progress at first, following the guideline Ben Raymonot laid previously. Bernd Unsworth has told them that they'll know when they get to the junction at Sam Yak, because they'll feel a current of warmer, clearer water on their right, coming in from Monk series. True to Vern's description, the two divers find the junction. They turn left and sink down, finding the hole on the left-hand side that leads into the main cave passage. Just past this point is where the Thai SEAL team had to turn back nearly 1 week ago. Today, Rick and John don't push any farther. When the divers resurface in Chamber 3 and report the progress they have made, The mood among the rescuers lifts. The Thais have carried a wireless cable into Chamber 3, which means they can send texts instead of relying on the ancient field telephone. A text is sent out to base camp to relay the promising news. A relieved Governor Narongsak tells the media that hope has returned to the rescue team. Our officers are smiling and happier than in previous days, he tells journalists. The forecast shows relatively dry conditions over the next 2 to 3 days, but beyond that, rains will likely return. Their window to find the boys is extremely short.